Valley and Beaver Stadium, home to the Penn State Nittany Lions. Today, a Big Ten clash, and you know when you square off against a conference opponent, the blood boils a little hotter. As we'll see, the Washington Huskies taking on the 11th-ranked team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Washington likely to try to boot it deep to get things started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Penn State's offense will take the first swing of the game. And this wide receiver, he's the linchpin to the offense. They want to make sure they find a multitude of ways to get him the football.
And it's a risk-reward scenario on defense when you're trying to cover this guy, Reese, because you play man coverage, you risk him running by you and catching deep.
He's off to the races. He's at the 40. And they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way. That last big play has them in business just outside the red zone. It's 1st and 10. Wide out in motion. Little touch pass to the receiver. Headed to the end zone. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Penn State! I can't imagine that going any better.
What a great start for this offense. Opening drive, come out, have success. You know, most offensive coordinators script their first 5 to 10 plays. Looks like that script worked pretty well.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Armstrong. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. So the Washington Huskies offense will go to work for the first time today. Typically, the last thing a defense wants is to have a backer on a wide receiver. We may see some of that today, guys.
Typically, you don't see linebackers that can run like this guy, and that's why they feel okay letting him cover this dynamic wide receiver one-on-one.
Yeah, and feel okay. It's not going to be a good thing. You better get your hands on him early. Put your physicality. Let that win. It ain't going to be your speed.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Williams looking for a man. Dumps it to the back. It's complete. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll keep it himself. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. Now on 2nd and short after that pickup. He leaves it with his back. It's a fumble. The D scoops it up, and everybody reverses field.
Oh, and it's a hit like that that will absolutely light up the sideline, light up the stadium, change the momentum, and help you win a football game because that hit is what caused that fumble.
Trying to escape and get it himself. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hit. They've generated some momentum with excellent performances in Big Ten play, and you can see them growing game by game.
And that's a big deal, too, in the new-look Big Ten Conference. Back in the day when there were divisions, you know, it was a toss-up every year who was going to win the Big Ten West. That was the easier division. But now, it's just who are the best 2 teams out of all these teams, all these quality teams. So it's impressive that this team, David, has put themselves in position to play for the championship.
You ain't lying, especially in this conference. Let's be honest, the Big Ten and the SEC, they've separated themselves from everybody else. And so you're competing in this conference, in the middle of the season, you can finish strong. Now we're not just talking about conference championships. We're talking about where can we be in the playoff and how much damage we can do in the postseason.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. He'll pull it on the read. He's knocked down in the back. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. And the fumble on that last drive could have been much worse, David.
They bailed him out. They held him to a field goal, so that's the good news. Now this offense has to get it going. Forget about the fumble, Jesse. Move on, be positive.
And they're upset with themselves, too. They're an offense that pride themselves on ball security. Let's see what they do right here.
Touch pass on the run. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Williams will pass. Back open in the middle. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. The Huskies come to the line with a new set of downs. Here's the handoff. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and hand him the ball.
They make the stop. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Plows ahead for a pickup of 1 to the 32.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays.
Ball is free. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job with ball security.
On first and goal, let's see what Washington does. Use the play fake, now to throw. There's a reason they call it linebacker U, and class is in session getting that sack.
I mean, big-time playmakers, the linebacker spot, all throughout their history that know how to get to quarterbacks and know how to make big-time plays.
The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. Pushes ahead for 2 to the 7-yard line.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the...
And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Huskies. If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing. For this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31. Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Quick pass on the jet motion. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. The Nittany Lions in the hurry-up.
I love the idea, and I love just finding ways to get your best players out in the open field. This pre-snap motion and using it to their advantage on that last play, I think that was a nice call.
Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
All right, so not a home run play for the offense, but I do like the creativity, and I like how they're going to stress this defense and do it in less conventional ways.
He's inside the 10, running toward the tape, and finally out of bounds after an explosive run carrier.
And this receiver is so dangerous. There's so many different ways that he can hurt a defense. You got to throw it to him conventionally, but find creative ways to get him the football out in space and let him go to work.
They want to run this quarterback. Oh, it's on the ground. High ball. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. Offense set on first down. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Going to try to get it himself. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Well, they dial up a pass play there on first down. And how about the quarterback there? Buys time. He's outside. He's looking for people to get open on the scramble drill, but there's nothing happening. And just a really quick decision to decide to take off and go get another first down now. And they've got the defense on their heels.
On second down, he's looking downfield. Snags it inside the 20. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I tell you what, keep that passing game up. And keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
He'll bring it back from inside his spot. And the returner goes down. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. From the gun, the ground game. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what a pleasure it's been to watch these two teams thus far there in Happy Valley.
The Nittany Lions will line up to kick off and start the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
Myers on the move. Snagged in the middle. It's Harris. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he's stopped, and it'll be first down. He's going to pass. Makes the catch. It's Williams.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding. I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Receiver going for the edge on the jet sweep. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down.
And these jet sweeps used to be plays where you ran to try to trick them and get out wide and make big plays, but now short yardage situations, you start to pack it in tight. Okay, I'll go out wide. I'll pick up my 5 to 10 yards and make it easy and get me a first down.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Williams looking for a man. He'll throw it. Finds his big tight end. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
That's a really good-looking throw right there, and that was a tight spiral, too. You guys remember the great Washington Husky quarterback Warren Moon? I don't think anybody threw a more pretty ball than Warren Moon did. Tightest spiral I've ever seen. That right there reminded me of old number 1.
Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
They'll try to get it in with the run. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
And listen, it's tough. It's a tough proposition. This is the top 10 defense against the run. You know they're physical. You know who they are. But you're not going to bat an eye. And you're going to challenge your guys, especially in the red zone, to be more physical, to be able to continue to run the football against a really good defense.
And this offense knew coming into the game, when they get to the red zone, it's going to be tough sledding because it's hard to run, especially against this physical defense. They're one of the top 5 defenses stopping the run. And you know at this area of the field, it's really tough to throw it. Let's see who the more physical side is.
Got it! And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2. That's exactly what they told us they wanted to limit. Yards after the catch, and it pays off on this play.
And especially in these situations in third down when you know the ball's going to come out fast, understanding that, breaking on the football, going, making the tackle, and forcing the 4th down.
They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. They're backed up 1st and 10 from their own 1. First up, they've got to avoid disaster. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. All kinds of running room. He's at the 40. He's at the 20. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Penn State. Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. UCF is currently trailing in this one, but I've seen crazier things inside the bounce house. Trust me when I tell you that. On the field and off it. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to BYU. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They'll run the screen. Across the 25, he's got room. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Williams will pass. Looking to the big tight end. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking to pass on 2nd down. Catch in the middle, it's Reynolds. Tackled immediately after the catch. And here comes the punt team. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. First boot of the day is on its way. He was called on 3 times in that loss last week. Excellent coverage and tackle that time, and that's how the 3rd quarter comes to a close. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. First down to start the drive after the break. The give out of the gun. Still on his feet at the 45. Open runway ahead. The 10. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. That one ought to give them firm control of this game, and they have gotten things going here, about to move to 4-1.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think.
And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
And And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
Catch in the middle. It's Washington. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up. They bring the punter onto the field now. He'll go back to work and punt it away for the second time. He gets a block. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. The give to the running back from the shotgun. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
It's 3rd down, and they've got to get it to the 33. From the gun, running back on the move. And short. To keep him from getting to the first down marker.
Man, that's a really good job by the defense, because when you get in that 3rd and medium area, listen, you got to be worried about the run and the pass. Did a good job playing both, got it stopped, now forcing a 4th down.
And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. And the Nittany Lions with the 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Caught over the middle. It's Smith. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on 1st down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on 1st down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Penn State! And the route is on. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Boy, they have delighted these home fans here by putting this game in a hammerlock, David.
Yeah, this crowd's been jacked up. They've been excited. Now they get to breathe a little bit, Palmer. Nice lead. This offense needs to go out and protect it.
Yeah, they've been the more physical team all game long. So let's just run the ball. Let's just ice this football game, take the W into the locker room.
The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. All business today for this ball club. They come out and they get the win.
And that's all that matters. It's not always pretty. You don't always do everything you want to do or check all the boxes. But at the end of the game, Jesse, you want that W.
No doubt about it. They made the plays they needed to make in order to get this win. I thought the quarterback showed tremendous poise, good leadership throughout the course of the game. Defense made stops when they had to make them. So, right, there were some things that are going to need to clean up moving forward, but ultimately they were the better team tonight.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.